Okay, I'm going to call this part B. We are now going to solve for B. Just because the variables have changed, our goal is the same. My goal is to isolate the B by itself. So I'm going to pretend that that is just a number like an original two-step equation. I would minus 12C minus 12C 5B equals, now these two are not like terms. This is an integer. That's a integer with a variable, so I would have negative 12C plus 9. Or you could do 9 minus 12C. It does not matter. I traditionally like to have variables in descending order. A number written next to a letter means multiplication. So to get that B by itself, I need to divide by 5. As stated in the previous video, I cannot simplify because 5 doesn't go into 12 and 9 evenly. I am left with negative 12C plus 9 all over 5. That would be the solution. Now we're going to move to the problem solve for n. Just like this one, I would add 2y to both sides with a goal of isolating the variable n. I would be left with 7n. Cannot combine those. They are not like terms. 2y plus 4. I like to have variables first in descending order. 7n is a multiplication problem. To undo that, I'm going to divide. I will not actually divide these through because 7 does not go into 2 and 4 evenly. So I would have 2y plus 4 all divided by 7. Now we're going to work with, as you can see, I have this one written down twice. We're going to solve it a couple different ways. First, thinking back to what I learned and taught you with variables on both sides, my teacher always made me move the letters to the left. This is the letter I'm thinking about. This is the letter I want isolated, so I'm going to move the W's to the left, meaning I would say minus 7W, minus 7W. I would have negative 5W minus y equals, be very careful, negative 2, do not lose the negative sign. If this was a regular two-step equation, this could be a negative 4, negative 12, whatever. I would just add it to both sides to help isolate the W. Again, because I like to put the variables first, y minus 2. Cannot combine them. They're not like terms. Finally, I have a number written next to a letter. That means multiplication. So I will divide. I cannot simplify any further. 5 doesn't go into 1 and negative 2 evenly. I realize right here is the identical math problem. I want to show you what can happen and see if we get the same answer. I will now move my 2W's to the right. So I will subtract 2W's from both sides. Be very careful not to lose the negative sign. With a goal of getting the W by itself isolated on one side, I would add 2 to both sides. I still am going to write this with the variables first in descending order. A number written next to a letter means multiplication, so I would divide by 5. Negative y plus 2 divided by 5 equals W. Take a moment and look at these two answers. What do you notice? What is going on between the first one we solved and the second one? They were the exact same math problem. What do you notice about the answers? They're complete opposites. Yes, if I took this, multiplied it by -1, I would get this answer. If I chose to multiply this one by -1, I would get that answer. These are equivalent. They are the same. I was asked to solve for W, so I have one positive W here, and I have one positive W there. Both are fantastic answers.